Good morning, students. Good morning to all. On last day, we have studied about the market structures. So, in this market structures, we have studied the perfect competitions market and the imperfect competitions market. And in this perfect competitions market, some of the features also we have studied, and we have started the imperfect competitions. So today also just we will remind what we have studied on the last day, and after that we will go to the next concept. So the perfect competitions market. So the perfect competitions market prevails when the demand for the output of each produces perfectly elastic. So on the basis of demand, the producers have to increasing the supply of commodities. When they are increasing like that, so the competitions among the market will be prevailing. So when there is more demand and if there is more supply and equal to the demand in our nations or in this market, so many producers or the sellers will come to the market and they will sell their product on the basis of increasing the supply of commodity. So it is an ideal but an imaginary market. So the 100% of perfect combinations cannot be seen. And some of the features of perfect combinations also we have studied. So what are the features are there in these perfect combinations mean? First, the large number of buyers and sellers. So large number of buyers and sellers will be there. For example, the market, the fish market or the vegetable markets. So mostly the weekly markets. So if you are going to the weekly markets or in this fish market, so more number of buyers will be there and the equal of the sellers also will be there. So what the large number of buyers implies that each individual buyer buys a very small quantum of a product as compared to that found in the market. When we are comparing to the product in this market, the buyers will be very less. So like that, the term large number of sellers also implies that share of each individual seller is very small quantum of a product. So when we are comparing to the total amount of product in this market, the every sellers will be having the few amount or the less amount of the commodity only. So when they are going to like that, so the large number and the large buyers will be in this existing of the market. So the both of them are considered as a price taker, not a price makers. Already I told the difference between the price maker and the price taker. Price maker mean so the monopolist only can able to fixing the price. If the sellers or the producers can able to fixing the price for their commodities, that is called the price maker. So the price taker mean so how the price is fixed in this market normally. So normally on the basis of the demand and supply only the price will be going to fix. So in this perfect competitions market, both the buyer and the sellers will be a price taker. Price taker means on the basis of demand and supply, how the buyers and the sellers come to meet the equilibrium point, there only the price will be going to fix. That is the meaning of price taker. Next, homogeneous product and uniform price. So if you are going to the perfect competitions market, so the homogeneous product only will be there, and all the product, the price for that all the product will be as a uniformity. If you are going to the fish market, just you can see all the fish sellers will have the same product. Fish only will be there. Different type of the fish may be there, but the fish only will be there, and all the sellers will be having the uniform price. If the price is different in any of the sellers, so the buyers will go to that reduce the sellers. So that is all the sellers will be decided to fixing the uniform price. So in this perfect competitions market, the homogeneous product will be there and the uniform price may be followed. Next, free entry and exit will be there. So in this perfect competitions, those who want to go to enter into the market, they can go and become as a sellers. And if they want to come out from that market easily, they can come out. So when one persons get into the market mean, within the short run, the demand will be more, and on the basis of demand, every producers or sellers has to increasing the supply of market. So suddenly, by thinking of earning more profit, every seller will get into the market. And in the long time, in the long run period, some of the already existing sellers only will be continue in this business. So those who all entered as a new seller, they will come out if there is no profit. Next, absence of transport cost. So there is no need to making the transport cost, because if you are going to the perfect competitions, we have no need to changing from one place to another of the place because of the uniform price. Even if you want to purchasing any of the commodities from any of the sellers, they will give the homogeneous product and the uniform price. So because of these two reasons, there is no transport cost. The absence of transport cost will be existing or prevailing. Next, perfect mobility of factor of productions. So in this perfect competitions, all the factor of production can easily mobile from one place to another place or one producer to another producers. Because in this certain period, all the producers want to earn more profit by increasing the supply of commodities. But in which basis they can increasing the supply of commodities? So by arranging the more factor of productions. So in that time, the factor of productions will have more demanded. So even if the factor of productions has more demanded, the supplier, the producers or the seller will arranging them to usage of produce the commodities. So the factor of productions also will be perfect elasticity. Next, perfect knowledge of the market. So in this perfect competitions market, both the buyer and the sellers will have thorough knowledge about the market conditions and the product and the price and availability of the product and everything. Because when they have the perfect knowledge about the market and the product only, so both buyers and sellers will meet the action methods. So if they knows about the quality of the product, they can easily make the action with the sellers. The sellers also will have the discuss with the buyers. If they think if it is very equilibrium or if they efficient or it is profit only, both of them will purchase. The buying and the selling activity will be happen on that time only. Next, no government interventions. One of the special feature of the perfect competition is no government interventions, because on the basis of supply, the government only have to increasing the supply of commodities. Okay, but whenever the demand of the supply is increased, so the government only have to take the action to increasing the supply. But on behalf of the government, so the sellers or the normal sellers or the producers will take these actions. But in this time, those who want to get into the market, they can come, and like that if they want to leave from there, they can leave. So without asking the permission of government, they can enter and exit. So without there is no government interventions, both the buyers and the sellers will have the more benefit, and the producers also will have reasonable profit. So the seven which are there already we have studied in this perfect competition market. And next, the imperfect competitions. So another one of the structure of market is imperfect competitions. So the imperfect competition is a competition market situations where there are many sellers but they are selling heterogeneous goods, the different type of the goods. So this imperfect competition as a opposite to the perfect competitive market scenario. So as the name suggests, the competitive markets are imperfect in nature. So the markets, the competitive will be moving on, but these competitions will be as a imperfectively. So these imperfect competitions are created or proposed in 1933 by John Robinson. So the imperfect competition is the real world competitions. So today some of the industries and sellers follow it to earn surplus profit. If the producers or the sellers want to make earning more profit, they will come into the imperfect competitions only. So in this imperfect competition, they can produce the different type of the commodities, but the same line of product only will be used. If a seller is selling a non-identical goods in the market, then he can raise the prices and earn profit. So high profit attract other sellers to enter into the market, and the sellers who are incurring losses can very easily exit in the market. So in these imperfect competitions, first we will study about the monopoly. So the word monopoly has been derived from the combinations of two words. So mono and poly. So mono means single, poly means sellers. So in this word itself, we can easily understand the meaning of the monopoly. Mono means single, poly means seller. The monopoly means the single seller only will be there in this market. So monopoly refers to a market situations in which there is only one seller of a commodity. For example, if any of the author in book, if they publish any of the book and if they are getting the copyright, he only will be as a seller. He only have the power and rights to fixing the price for their book. So if the persons are having the special rights to produce any of the particular commodity, that is called monopoly market. In this monopoly market, single buyer, single seller only will be there, but in the same time, more people will be there. So next, the features of monopoly. So the single seller are the producers of a product. So the single sellers only will be there. So as I told in these publications of book. So in the now our textbook is also published by the Tamil Nadu government. So the Department of School Education of Government of Tamil Nadu. So except the Department of School Education, no one have the power and rights to publishing the books. So the monopoly is a market structure characterized by a single seller. Already we know. But in this market structure, if any of the single seller has the specialized power to produce or selling, that is the first and the main features of a monopoly. Next, no close substitutes. So in this monopoly market, there is no close substitutes. For example, we can take the same textbook. When we are using the textbook, and if the demand is high and the availability of the book also is very less shall we get any of the substitutes? No. So we can never use any of the substitutes. So for example, what can we say? So the gold. So now the availability of gold also is be very high. So the production of the gold also may be very higher. But if the gold is increased, the price of the gold is increased, no people will have other ornaments. Like that rice, if the rice is increased, so other substitutes may not be there. So in this monopoly market, if any of the persons produce or selling any of the commodities, he will get most awareness to not having the substitute commodities. If there is any substitute commodities are there, so the people will go to purchasing on that commodities, then his monopolistic power will get down. So next is strict barrier for entry of any new firms. So in this monopoly market, So the strict barriers are there by the government and the law, because after having the special rights, the copyrights or any of the patent right to produce any of the particular commodities, no other persons can able to entry into the new farm. Suppose if any of the author issued the or published any of the book, by having this same name, other should not using the books. So there is strict barriers are there to entry and any of entry and exit in the new forms. Next, the monopolist is a price makers. As we have studied already, the two types of the things are there, the price maker and the price takers. So price taker mean, so on the basis of demand and supply, the both the buyer and the sellers if come to the equilibrium conditions, and in these conditions if they are having the equal level or the satisfaction only, so the price will be fixed. That is the price taker. But in this monopoly market, the monopolist is a price maker. Price maker mean he only has the power and rights to fixing the price for their commodities. Suppose for example, if any of the author is publishing any of the book, he only has the rights to fixing the price for their commodities, because he only knows how trouble was there to producing that commodities. Okay, so and he only knows how demand will be appear in futures and presence also. So on the basis of demand, he can increase the continuously and the price for their commodities. But in the same time, the monopolist also has the talent to creating the artificial demand. Artificial demand means automatically the purposely he will stop to increasing the supply of commodities. So if he is stopped or reduced the supply of commodities, automatically the demand will be increased. Next, the monopolist earns maximum profit. So when he has the special rights to fixing the price for their commodity, he can able or he can have more chance to earning the maximum profit or more profit. Even if he spend the 5 rupees for producing any of the commodities, or the production cost for the producer is 5, he can able to fixing the commodities as a 100 or 200. So when he has the power to fixing the commodities, he must earning more profit. So here the 5 features are there. The single seller or producers will be there. Next, no close substitutes. If there is more close substitutes, so the monopoly power will get down. Next, strict barriers. So no new firms will enter and exit. So next, the monopolist is a price maker. He has the power to fixing the price for their commodities. He is considered as a price maker, or he is called as a price maker. Next, the monopolist earns maximum profit. When he has the power and rights to fixing the more price for their commodities, he must earning more profit. Next, sources of monopoly power. Sources of monopoly power mean in which basis one man or one chance will arise into creating the monopoly market. How one person or one firm or one nation can able to or can have the power to getting the monopoly mean, first on the basis of the natural. So on the basis of the natural, some of the persons or some of the nations may become as a monopoly. So ownership of a natural raw materials, one nations or one man or one firm can become as a monopolist. That is called natural monopoly. For example, gold mines. So if you are considering, if you are taking the Africa, South Africa, the South Africa has more natural resources, the gold mines. So within the low rates, he can produce and he can be able to export. and he will become as a monopolist. But he only has the rights to taking the raw materials of gold. Like that, the coal and the nickel is produced by the Canada, and some of the petroleum product. So some of the Gulf countries are only having the natural of the petroleum product. So on the basis of the natural, some of the nations or some of the fans may become as a monopolist. Next, state monopoly. The single supplier of some special services. So some of the services only provided by the state. State means the nations, the state government or the central government. Suppose if you are giving the ownership of railway to the government, the private, they will become as a monopolist. So some of the special services only is provided by the government. So the government will become as a monopolist. That is called as the state monopoly. Next, legal monopoly. So a monopoly firm can get its monopoly power by getting patent rights, trademark from the government. So legally, some of the persons are having the patent right. By getting the patent right and the trademark, he only will have the monopoly power. He will get the monopolist. For example, the Tata Birla will get the one of the trade tea, and the Pothys, and what the Maruti Suzuki and the Hero Honda. The so many of the companies are there. He will get some of the patent rights to producing any of the bike, and they will use the trademark. So others new firm should not use the trademark. By legally, some of the persons will become as a monopolist. That is called legal monopoly. Next, price discriminations under monopoly. So we have studied in this monopoly market, the monopolist will have the power and the rights to fixing the price for their commodity. But even though the monopolist will make the price discriminations. So on the basis of some of the case, so the price discriminations will be happen. A discriminating monopoly is a single entity that charges different prices for the different consumers. So normally, if you are going to any of the sellers, if he has our relations or the known persons, we will get some low price. If any of the same time the unknown person is going to that persons, he will fix the different price. So higher price will be charged for price inelastic consumers and vice versa. So the types of price discriminations. So first one is personal price discriminations. The different prices are charged for different individuals. For example, the railways give tickets as concessional rate to the senior citizens for the same journey. So even if the governments are being as a monopolist, he will make a discrimination in price. So the railway departments are fixing the low prices in the senior citizens and the high prices for others. But the journey is same only. Like that, the cinema theaters also will fixing the different prices. So in the first class ticket one rate, and the second class ticket one rate, and the third class rate one ticket rate. But we are going to see the same movie only. So as per the personally, if the price is discriminating, that is called personal price discriminations. Next is geographical. On the basis of geographical, so the price will be different. So different prices are charged at different places for the same product. For example, a book sold within India at a price is sold in a foreign country at a lower prices. So where there the demand is more, on the basis of demand also the price may be differ. So in India, the demand for one commodity may be higher, and in foreign, so it will be lower. So in India, it may be high rate, and in foreign countries, the same product will be sold with the low rate. So the China traps its goods in Indian market. As a result, watch and toys industries closed down their business. Next, on the basis of usage. On the basis of usage, the price will be discriminate. So the different prices are charged according to the use of your product. For example, lower rates are charged by Tamil Nadu Electricity Board for domestic users of electricity, and higher rates are charged for commercial and industrial users. I think you may know the price charged for the electricity is different for the usage of home and the commercial purposes. So when a persons are using the electricity for their commercial purposes, they have to pay more amount, more fees. But when we are using the same power for our home purposes or the homemade purposes, so the price may be very low. So like that, so the producers or the seller will sell their commodities within the different price level when he has the power to fixing the price for their commodities. In which level, in which basis they can fixing the price mean on the basis of personal and on the basis of geographical and on the basis of usage. Personal mean so on the basis of persons by the way of age. If any of the persons has old age, he will get some concession. Next, geographicals. On the basis of geographical, if any of the demand is increased, the price will be increased. Next, on the basis of use, for on which use the product is going to involved, on the basis of the usage, so the price may be different. Okay, student. So today I think it's enough. If you have any doubt in this monopoly market, please ask me. Thank you.